Okay.
Hello, my babies. How y'all doing? It's been a long time since I've seen you, heard from you. You know how it is when they have you locked up, put away, and all those kind of things. But you know how it is when you with the public. I know the public loves me, but you know how some people are. But I'm glad to see you. I'll be seeing you from now on. How many times a week, I really don't know. But we'll see how things go. I would like to say thank you to Sears. They rectified the mistake that had been made with my washing machine. They stand by their word. If they can't fix it and do anything with it, then they'll give you another one. It may take a little while to get things straightened out, but I still will keep my policy with them and will work with them on it any time, anywhere, because they stick by their word. Thank you, Sears. From Mama Scorpio. Thank you. Now, we got all this snow out here. Nowhere to go but to sit here and love you guys. It's been such a long time sitting here and wondering what's going on in other parts of the world, wondering what some of you are doing. Last time I talked to some of you were working. Now some of you are home. Some of you are not feeling so well. Some of you are a little sick now. You got bad colds or however it may feel. You don't remember one thing: you're always loved. And as long as you're loved, you'll feel much better. Love always makes you feel much better, regardless of who it comes from. And you have to keep on trying and get out there to make it work. And even if you can't get out there no more, kind of enjoy yourself now. You've been working for years, getting up early in the morning, running out here, catching this bus, that bus, trying to get this car fixed, that car fixed, trying to get somebody to take you where you want to go. And you know you need to slow down a little bit and enjoy yourself a little bit. There's nothing wrong with sitting in the corner and snoozing off and fixing yourself a little something, little lunch, or having some of your friends come over for a little lunch, or going out to the senior place. I've been trying to get myself together as far as going to the senior place and start taking exercises. I'm not too much on the swimming, but the other exercise thing I'm pretty good at doing. And I need to lose 50 pounds. It's no want to, it's need to. And I think I can do it. Anytime I could stop smoking after 45 years, just stop with the last cigarette, I know darn well I ought to be able to lose 50 pounds. Determination, that's what it is. Determination, deciding this is what I want. This is what I want to do. I'm not going to be Marilyn Monroe, but I think I feel a whole lot better about myself with it. You know, carrying so much weight, and I'm having trouble out of my knees. So I can't run the places I used to, go where I want to go, and because they at times cause so much pain. And some people think it's so easy. Oh, go get operated on. Well, you know what? It's not so quick to let somebody cut all on you like you a piece of meat. And that's going to make it better. Well, I was hoping that getting old would be gracefully and everything, you know, but it looks like it's everything's breaking down here and breaking down there. You got to, after you fix the furnace, then you got to fix this pipe and that pipe and the other pipe and until all the pipes have done fell down and that's it. But don't give up on it. Keep on going. Keep going to see the family. Keep participating. Get on out and go teach yourself to a movie every now and then. Treat yourself out to some bingo games or whatever it is that you like to do. Do it. Don't nobody tell you you can't. And have some of the things that you want to have. People telling you don't have this and you can't have that. You know, people been telling you that shit all your life. Do what you want to do. Have some of the things you want to have. Hey, you only go around one time, so they say anyway. I hate to think of some people coming back here. It was a real pain in the ass. You know, but you can do it. And you'll feel better about it. You know, visit your grandkids. Put some time in with them. And even the hard-headedest one. Everybody needs love. You know, I don't know why some people think that little F and that little so-and-so don't need no love. I'm going to choke her to death and do this and that. You know, every child, I don't care who it is, or even an adult, needs somebody to care about them. And that's the truth. When I learned I was a teenager, well, getting ready to be a teenager, getting ready to go to high school, the two people, mostly that I learned about a lot of love was two nuns. And they were really there. I know they're gone now. One was Sister Barbara Regina, and one was Sister Regina Immaculate. And one of them, I was her pet. It was a wonder I was anybody's pet, because I was mean as a snake. Nappy-headed as a coon. So my mother decided to start sending me to the hairdresser. My aunt, she was a hairdresser in the family. And I would go up there, babysit this and that, and she would do my hair. It'd be sharp as hell when I came out of there. And I learned how to keep it, and keep it looking halfway decent. But before that, I couldn't comb hair, and neither could she. So, you know, I was in a fix. You know, trying to keep it looking decent. But, I would sometimes stay after school, or I'd go over there and go over to the convent, and nuns, they would sit down and tutor me in different in math or whatever I was slow in. And because of that, I learned how to not only just them sharing themselves with me, I learned how to share myself with other people. You know, and basically care about some of those kids that ain't as quick and fast as other children are. And don't seem as likable as other children are, or sweet as other children are. Because like I said, I was a pain in the ass. I really was. And they seem to overlook that and loved me just the same. And when they loved me, I learned how to give my love back. And it was, I could never forget. I'll never forget them. If I lived to be 199 years old, I could never forget those two. One, she was so beautiful, I couldn't see why she wanted to be a nun. You know, as a kid, I said to myself, boy, she's as pretty as a picture, and I wonder why she would want to be a nun. Well, I guess because of people like me. And she dealt with kids. She was my 6th grade teacher. And she had all the patience in the world with me. And then I got so anytime I had a problem, I would go over there and sit down and talk to her about it. And she would give me her opinion on it. But she would always leave the decision up to me. And that's how I learned what what love was. You were a little kid, your parents working all the time, and you see these little programs where the kids say the parents ain't got no time for them. Well, you know, a lot of times that's true, and it's not because I dislike or I like or dislike you better than anybody else. It's just some people get lost in making a dollar and trying to pay bills and keep a roof over their head and all those type of things. You know, sometimes things happen and you got to get it fixed right away. You don't want to get it fixed right away, but sometimes you got to. And you got to be able to make that decision whether you're going to do that or not. But I don't care who seems like the baddest child in the whole wide world. Love them. Keep trying. Don't give up on them. Because sooner or later, they'll see a light at the end of the tunnel. You know, they'll learn how to maybe appreciate you, appreciate themselves a little bit more. My ugly son sitting over there just letting me run my mouth. And, well, what else you want me to say?
Somebody asked about, can you talk about how women should dress and how they should act in public?
Always a lady. There's no excuse for not being a lady. I don't care who you are. You know, and what you look like. You know where you going, and somebody asks you to go out. You know basically what the atmosphere is going to be like. Then you dress for that atmosphere. You dress modestly. Because let me tell you something, if you want somebody to notice you, you dress modestly. You don't have to go nowhere with your tits hanging all out and slit all the way up to your coochie and all that old kind of mess. You don't have to resort to that, because a man will look at a woman quicker who's dressed decently. Because he could see slut mostly on any corner, any bar, or anywhere else. But to see a woman dress herself like a woman and smell good, not with some cheap crap. I'm talking about smelling good. And dressing yourself modestly. Just a little tease. Now you don't have to, like I said, it's all falling out. You got to keep putting it back in and all the old kind of mess. I'm talking about just a little tease. You know how that them mountains sit up there a little bit, you know. How they sit up a little, and you ain't got to be Miss Shapey. Because you know there's a lot of men out there that love heavy women. And wouldn't be caught with nothing else but one. But a woman should always respect herself. Respect yourself at all times. You don't stop being who you are. Because somebody tell you you're not this and you're not that. You don't have to believe that. Because everybody is somebody. If you don't respect yourself, who will?
Talk about what Black History means to you, since it's Black History Month, and you grew up in that time where, you know, black people are still held back with a lot of stuff, but you was there for when it started to change. What was it like before?
Well, you know, they didn't have Black History back there. That didn't start coming along till the kids got a little older. Till I got older, they started bringing it in the school, Black History Month, this and that, Martin Luther King. He died. It was a terrible thing. But it was something that was going on at the time. You didn't really, I think I was what, 12, 13, somewhere around up in there. And you knew things were going on that was, so to speak, dangerous for some people. You knew that some people were sacrificing their lives. You knew that other people hated you for the color of your skin. Yet you didn't know why. Because God gave everybody 2 eyes, 2 ears, a mouth. Their bodies were shaped the same. He just made them different color. And it seems as though the world was telling God he was making a mistake by making them a different color. He should have made everybody the same color. And maybe we all got along but a little better. But, you know, one hand washes the other. You can't get along without each other. You can't. I don't care how you put it. You know, there are more dark races in the world than there is white races. You know, they're mixing together now more than they ever did, which is wonderful to me. I mean, hey, do your thing. Because you never know where you're going to find somebody that wants you. And what it meant to me, it was a little scary. You didn't really have nobody really sit down and explain it to you what was going on. At least I did. My mom was working. She worked 24 hours of a day. I might see her a couple hours out of a day, and that was laying down trying to get some sleep. I looked, she was up again, getting dressed, going to her other job. And I basically had to raise me myself. And was on my own, so I had to, what values and things that I gained from other people teaching me, other people's mothers, showing me the things you do and the things and tell me the things you don't say. Because like I said, I was hell on wheels, and I would say what I was thinking at the flip of a switch, till I learned those weren't the things to say, you know, or the things to do. And I think the world will be all right in the end. I think it'll be all right if we want to learn how to stop hating each other. Hate somebody because they're a different color than you. You know, to me, it doesn't make any sense. But then again, you got some people who are sick, so they don't know the difference. And if you look for the difference, you'll find it. And it's good to be different. Everybody, you don't want everybody to be the same. I know I wouldn't. Everybody look the same, be the same, dress the same, sing the same. Oh, come on with that shit. God knew what he was doing. He made everybody different. You know, I like the way some people dress, the way some people look. You know, it makes the world more interesting. But I mean, if everything it was to say, oh man, we be killing ourselves left and right, because we would be bored to hell. You know, so it's good to be different. It's good to be different in a good way, according to how you make it. You make the difference. So whether those times back there, a lot of people made the difference by getting up and saying, I'm not going to take it no more. We're not going that way no more. We're going to fight for what we want. And guess what? it did make a difference. It made a difference not only in this part of the United States, it made a difference all over the world. People fighting for what they see is the right thing with nonviolence. You ain't got to kill the whole world up to get your point across. Mandela said. He showed that. And he sacrificed his life like the many others who are out there still fighting for the right to have your freedom, to go where you want to go, say what you want to say, do what you want to do without someone putting a gun to your head. You know, you can't live here, or you can't do this, and you can't do that. You know. Yeah. It's going to be all right.
Anything else you want to tell them?
Well, I stopped working. When I stopped working, that was about a couple years ago. And my grandson had died. And it was kind of like a jolt because I wasn't really looking to stop working. I just wanted to be out there, you know. People say, you know, when I stop working, I'm going to do this. It's a lie. I don't believe that. You enjoy it maybe for a couple weeks. And after that, you're ready to go back out there again. Especially if you're a person who's constantly on the go doing this. Find something to do. Join senior citizens, whoever they got, the school. Even if it's taking care of somebody, get out every day. And if you don't get out every day, get out and go for a walk around the block. 3 or 4 times. Just walk around the block. Look at the neighborhood, see what people are doing. Get you a spot where you can sit and look and see what's being noticed and what's going on. Get out. You don't have to dry up like some old leaf on a tree. Because, you know, life always needs you. You know what I always like about the Koreans or the Chinese, Japanese, or they keep their family together. My mom and pop, everybody works. Everybody contributes something. I don't care if it's spitting in the bowl. Everybody contributes something to that spit in that bowl. You want to eat that rice? You want to earn your eating that rice. Everybody gives up a little bit of something. And that's the way it should be. Don't just sit there and just dry up. You sit there thinking and worrying about dumb stuff till you make yourself sick. You ain't got to be sick. No, get up and enjoy yourself. Ain't nothing wrong with just laying in the bed and don't have to get up. Just take a day and just lay there and sleep and roll around in your comfy bed or whatever, and get up when you want to jump back in there again and roll around in it. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Alright, some people try to make you feel guilty about it. Why should I? I've been got up 6 o'clock in the 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning working my tail off. Now is your time to work your tail off. Learn how to enjoy it a little bit. You know? Or go get dressed and go see somebody you ain't seen in a long time. You know, I was talking to a girlfriend of mine, and they had been with my friends ever since I was in grade school, believe it or not. And we were reminiscing over how when I first met her, I used to force myself at the door, knocking on the door and calling her name. She lived on the 3rd floor. And I was standing out there calling her, and her mama didn't want to be bothered with me because I was undesirable. And I wouldn't give up. So she finally decided to let me come up and sent her downstairs to open the door to let me come in. And after she got to know me and know what type of person, what type of child I was and everything, you know, she realized that I wasn't going to cause her daughter any harm. She was tall, she was big for her age, and she was what, you know, everybody would say, hey, she was my friend, and she still is. But she hadn't been feeling well, and I found out about it, and I said, oh, Lord, let me go try to find out what's going on, you know. And so I got to make it my business to go find out, see how she doing. But it's good to be able to sit down and reminisce on some of the things that you did that wasn't too bad. And we had a lot of fun. We belonged in the Girl Scouts. Did a lot of things. Used to go camping. And I loved those type of things. I was always trying to get into something, dancing or different things that they had going on in the church at the time. And I was always trying to get into those things. So even if you're not the biggest or the brightest star in the whole wide world, or the brightest star in the house, you can be a star on your block even by giving somebody a sandwich. You know, or being a friend to somebody just to listen. Sometimes people can do better when somebody just told them your problem and you just listen. You ain't trying to solve nothing. Or just a person just to listen. Let them say what they got to say. You know, because sometimes telling somebody you'll never see again can be more rewarding than telling it to somebody you know. You know, it might change their life or make them think a little harder of how they can change their life or what they should do. You know, or how they could do things a little bit better or make things better for not only for themselves but for somebody else. So, yeah. I miss talking to you guys, but like I said, I'll be doing this once a week or whatever. And I felt good about it.
Alright. So y'all, I'm going to have an email where y'all can send questions, and I'll have her answer some questions next week. So thank you all for watching, and we out of here.
Love you. Ooh, all my babies.